You guys, I'm worried. I am worried. Is Mandy safe? Mandy, Liz, are they safe? I'm nervous. This is why I'm nervous. In this week's episode of the Murdaugh Murders podcast, apparently, they threw in everything. This was like a kitchen sink episode. Every bit of gossip, rumor, and innuendo they have heard low these past couple of years, they just threw it all in here. This is the thing that a bunch of things really stuck out at me. But here's the thing that really was like, oh God, these girls might not be safe. So right after the murders, the Murdaugh boys, Alex's brothers, were out here in these streets prowling around saying, oh, hey, do you have any video footage of anything close to Mosaic? You got a Ring camera? You got anything like that? They were asking all these people. There's a flower shop owner that lives down there in Colleton County who has property on Moselle. I didn't know you could. I thought all Moselle was whatever. Okay. They asked this flower shop owner, hey, do you have any cameras? Or they noticed that he had a camera and was like, hey, does that camera have any footage? And he was like, oh, no, sorry, dude, it wasn't turned on. Then the camera shop owner was like, I'm super glad it wasn't turned on because if I had some kind of footage, I might be murdered. What? These are the concerns of regular citizens. Apparently, the Murdaughs are so powerful in that area that if you have footage, you're trying to hide it, which makes me think, Mandy girl, do you have a bulletproof vest? I'm scared. There was so much happening in today's episode. I took notes. I never take notes. I just listen to the podcast and run my big old mouth on here. But I have notes today. Okay, so back to the notes. Not in any particular order. Alex has what he calls Tombstone Buddies. What, you might ask, is a Tombstone Buddy? Well, a Tombstone Buddy is somebody with whom you have a bunch of secrets and the two of you promise to take those secrets to the grave. Why okay, I got girlfriends like that, I'm not gonna lie. But, they not telling nothing big. And our secrets will age out. There's no statute of limitations on our secrets. It's things like, remember that time I said I was at the supermarket? I wasn't really at the supermarket. I was at the spa. That's the kind of secrets me and my Tombstone Buddies have. What is happening with these girls? These dogs, you know how they are. And the thing is, one of the Tombstone Buddies is the dude who told police about the Tombstone Buddies. When your Tombstone Buddies are rolling over on you, you know things have gotten bad. The heat is on down there in South Carolina. Okay, what else? Oh, right after the murders, Alec apparently gave some police chief a big loan. Okay, wonder if any evidence got lost on account of that loan that this guy received. Wait. Also, there's a rumor that, we kind of knew this, but apparently long before any of this happened, police sources were whispering among themselves like, oh yeah, those Murdaugh boys, they were involved in killing some gay kid. So that was known by law enforcement, but not really followed up on. That gay kid is Stephen Smith. Those Murdaugh boys did it. Which Murdaugh boy? Was it Buster? Is Buster in trouble? Oh, and apparently Alex's lawyers are really upset, or Alex's law firm, his former law firm, the Parker Law Group, is really upset about the settlement that Buster Murdaugh made with the boat crash victims. You see, Maggie had like a life insurance, she didn't have life insurance. She had an estate, which is like her house and all her stuff or whatever. That's worth like $5 million. That's a lot of money down in South Carolina. I mean, frankly, that's a lot of money anywhere. But I live in the Northeast. $5 million. $5 million, I could spend that in 2-3 weeks. Just, housing, upgrade my car, stuff like that. But old Buster gave away 90% of Maggie's estate in a settlement with the boat crash victims. So 90%, what did he give? $4 million? $4.5 million? He gave away most of the money. Meanwhile, the Parker Law Group is like, hey, excuse me, we want some of that. I'm going to need them to sit down because they covered up improprieties for many, many years for all kinds of people. So I'm going to need them to have all the seats in the world because they are just wrong. They probably going to burn in hell. Not that I believe in hell, but if I did, they would be first in line. In terms of motive of why Alec probably killed his wife and son, allegedly. Apparently, I wrote the motives down. He killed Paul out of anger because Paul mouthed off to him. Now, keep in mind, this is a young man for whom his entire life, the path has been smooth. He could do anything he wanted. He could behave any kind of way he wanted to. And mom and daddy would come and just sweep that right on up and make that little problem go away. Well, recently, after the boat crash, Paul was continuing life as normal. He was still using a fake ID. Why, yes, he was. Was he still drinking to excess? Yes. Did his mom and daddy know? Absolutely, they did. They were like, oh, that's just Paul B. But you know, sometimes your teenage boys get into stuff and kill people. That's just the way he goes. P.S. I got a bunch of teenage sons. If they kill somebody, I'm going to be like, hello, officer. Yeah, now I'm going to turn your behinds in. And they know this about me. They know me well. Also, as an aside, recently I did an ancestry DNA test. It was very exciting. I discovered that I'm Black. Super, super exciting. But I did the ancestry DNA thing. And when you do the ancestry DNA thing, they tell you, or they ask you, like, could these results be used by law enforcement? I was like, sure. So relatives of mine, if you're watching this, y'all better not commit no crimes. You better not. I mean, okay. If you want to commit a small crime, that's your business, because I don't think that involves much DNA. But if there's going to be some like tracing of whatever, I have contributed to the pool. Govern yourselves accordingly. Anyway, so Paul always had his credit card accepted. Any behavior he did was accepted and fine and whatever. Recently, everybody stopped dealing with his bullshit, his mess. And so he went to use his credit card and it got declined. That probably hurt his little fee-fees. His little feelings was all a tizzle. And they said it was absolutely in his character to mouth off to his parents. Oh, he ain't have no Black parents, because Black mamas don't do that. We don't do that. You know how some kids are like, I hate you, Mom. Not my kids. That's not a thing in my house. No, friends, no. They know better. And not only from me, if my sons act crazy and like even roll an eye at me, my husband is like, you better watch how you talk to my wife. You better watch how you look at because that is the way that's supposed to go. And they're not crazy enough to say nothing to their daddy. See, I married a very nice Black man who's a thug from the Bronx. He's having none of your mess. None of your, meaning you, dear stranger on the internet, my kids, strangers in the street, the cable man on the phone. He's not having none of that. So I can be cute and light and bright out here in these streets because I know I got backup and he's not playing. Govern yourselves accordingly. Okay. Also, but apparently Paul was one of these kids who was like, fuck you, Mom. You know them fuck you, Mom kids. Like, I ain't give birth to no fuck you, Mom kids, but apparently they did. So he said something to his dad, and his daddy was like, you know what? I have had just about enough. Allegedly. And then Maggie, so here's the thing. Alec knew that his daddy was dying, and when his father died, he was going to get a bunch of money. If Maggie was out of the way, she wouldn't be there with her mouth yapping, worrying him about the money, also trying to take the money, also trying to share the money. And then some lawyer from outside of the local jurisdiction had threatened, hey, if you don't give me my money or if you don't come correct, I'm going to sue your wife and your son. Alex was like, oh, no problem. I'm going to take care of that. All Ozark style. He went and off the wife and the son. Oh, that takes care of that. And then shortly after they died, he was still like moving and grooving and moving things around and coming up with money to take care of the money that he stole from the law firm so they wouldn't fire him. Apparently, the law firm knew for 6 whole months that he had been stealing money and reconfiguring things and moving things around. So in the immediate aftermath of the death of his wife and son, he was like, oh, don't pay attention to me. Give me time to grieve. Hello, Jimmy, let me get a loan. Like, he was still busy trying to operate. This man is shady. Here's the thing that really worries me, though, about the legal side of it. We all know, we have discussed here before, court cases, that's not about what happened. That's what about the state can prove. So can the state prove that he actually did this? Also, where are the murder weapons? Word on the street is that this low-down dirty scoundrel might have slipped those murder weapons into the casket with his daddy. That is ruthless. But we knew he was ruthless. We knew he was ruthless when he killed his wife and child. Oh, I really need to get to the gym. I'm so late today. But there's just so much happening. One last thing. And that is that, what was the one last thing? Oh, we know he killed his wife and child. We know he was ruthless. Oh, I had a thought. It just went right out of my head. Okay, I might have to make another video if I remember that other thought. But bottom line, Alex is a no-down, dirty scoundrel. Allegedly. I got to work out because all this cute, it don't happen automatically. You have a great day, and I might be back later today with more thoughts. Bye.